to go from being a great PA to then being like a beginner again in a different niche was like a very uncomfortable thing to do, because you remember the process. It took time, and there was like moments of failure, lots of them, and there were really uncomfortable moments, and then you finally get good and you feel comfortable and you can do this with your eyes closed, and then you got to go back almost to that feeling that you felt 3 years ago or whatever, and you're like, I'm going to do this again, this whole learning curve process, and let me bring back that humility, let me bring back that vulnerability. So it's like a big decision to throw yourself into something like that again. But I was like, if that's what I have to do to grow and to get to that next level, and then I got to do it. There's really no other alternative here.
Yeah, I remember being in doing documentaries, and I'm like, okay, I got this thing down. Small crews, I'm really good at it. I can, swing that boom around to capture, because stuff happens in documentaries but once. So I'm like, I'm on it. I'm recording all the time. I got really good at that. And now it's like, then I do behind the scenes, which I never really liked those that much. But then I was like, oh, commercials. Oh my God, just a massively, I think it's exactly the same thing as Alex. You're moving into this massively big world that you got to start from, like, you're not starting from scratch, but you're starting from a place, and you're not comfortable. You got so much to learn. Now there's all these departments and all these people and all this language that you have to learn. And it's exciting, it's exhilarating. But I can tell you that first year, I had butterflies in my stomach every day. I could not even have breakfast. How about you? Could you eat
Oh my
breakfast?
God. It was like having like pins and needles, just like it was just like this adrenaline rush, right? Like you're like getting closer to set, and your hot gets like, your head gets hot, you know, butterflies and things. You feel it in your chest, and you feel like your chest is like right up here, but your body's still like a couple feet below. And you're just like, trying to keep up with it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Super jumpy.
but also being like, yeah, all right, let's get this done, and just like taking a deep breath and trying to look cool.
Yeah, yeah. You're just like, well, here I am. Let's bring it, you know? Because you realize that I'm going to unmute Jake too, because I'm sure he has got, especially with what he freaking does. Oh, he has
My
to.
God, this is making me think
He's
of so many things.
Oh, yeah.
uh,
With what you
yeah,
do,
and
it's like that. I think that what you do is even worse, because Alex and we're doing the same job. I mean, once you know the lens, the filters, where the stuff is, you're doing the same thing. You can really get pretty repetitive at it. It's like, as long as, for me, it's like, as long as I capture the sound and the mic is in the right place, and if I'm getting, it's like you can boil it down to the basics. But for art department, it's not really like that. There is no like, okay, I've got the basics covered. It's like, it's all important. Like one little tiny thing, it's like, hey, that's fucked up. And you're like, God dang, but I just did everything else so perfect. Right?
yeah, there's a lot of details. And I know you're talking earlier, I think about Lauren and how when you're directing, you're really responsible for the energy on the set. The production designer is responsible for the energy of the entire project. And so the set plays into it, the safety of the set plays into it. Like, there's so much responsibility with this. So I definitely, Alex, when you were talking about going to set, especially the first few times, and even now, like every time I go there, I'm like, I have to put my energy in the right place before I even get there. Yeah, Stacy, you're right. Everyone creates the energy on set. You're right. You're right. But I have to like envision the whole day, all the different sets, all the different setups, how everything's going to run. When we're working on one set, I have to make sure that the next sets that we're moving to are also going to have a good energy and be safe for everyone. So yeah, there's an incredible amount of pressure. I try to look at the exciting part of it though, and think about, okay, all these people are trusting me. and trusting that this is going to be good. It is going to have good energy. And if they think I can do it, then damn it, I'm going to do it. If everyone else is, looking at me to provide this energy, then I'm going to fucking bring it. So